and gentlemen, this next contest is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds for the first ever vacant CRC Pro MMA Bantamweight title. This fight is sponsored by Sofa Galaxy. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing RFA. Please welcome to the ring,
hey, my name is Caffrey, fighting out of Rush Fight Academy here in Rush, fighting on CRC on the 10th of June in the Bantamweight title fight. Training here at Rush Fight Academy, we have all sorts of things in boxing, mixed martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, so the preparation here has been great. I still have 7 weeks, so just putting in more work, more rounds, more bits of cardio on the road. I'm fighting the guy, I know his first name is Pawel and his last name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, I'll butcher it. So I know he has a wrestling background, not that bothers me too much. I feel like my footwork will definitely be enough to negate that, and even if it does go to the ground, I'm happy enough to be fighting anywhere, because you know, if you look at my amateur record, my pro record, I've all sorts of finishes, submissions, stoppages, TKOs, it doesn't matter. But this fight will not be going to the judge's decision, I know that. I'll be going for another first round finish and my first title fight ever, first professional title fight ever. Anybody looking for tickets can get them off me or at Rush Fight Academy. Me and Pawel are both going into war, so see us at the Wright Venue, CRC, June 10th.
Caffrey!
Soften them up for him.
Out of the red corner, representing Fantom Team Dublin. Please welcome to the ring.
Witam serdecznie, zapraszam wszystkich na moją kolejną walkę zawodową. Tym razem będę walczył na CRC. W tamtym roku zdobyłem pas amatorski tej federacji. Tym razem staję przed szansą zdobycia pasa zawodowego. Moja kariera zawodowa zaczęła się dynamicznie. 3 ostatnie walki walczyłem w topowych federacjach europejskich: KSW, CRC i BAMA. Ostatnią walkę na CRC wygrałem bardzo pewnie z dużo bardziej doświadczonym przeciwnikiem, dzięki czemu federacja zaproponowała mi walkę o pas mistrzowski.
Walka pomiędzy Pawłem Politylo i Adamem Caffreyem. Po raz pierwszy będziemy mieli zawodowego mistrza MMA w wadze do 61 kg. Paweł Politylo udowodnił w kilku ostatnich swoich pojedynkach, że jest gotowy na taką szansę. Z kolei Adam Caffrey jest to doświadczony zawodnik, wywodzi się z backgroundu bokserskiego, Paweł z zapaśniczego, dlatego to zestawienie jest niesamowicie ciekawe.
Moje walki zawodowe są widowiskowe w każdej płaszczyźnie, zarówno w stójce, jak i w parterze, a swoimi zapasami potrafię zdominować każdego przeciwnika.
Na to zestawienie czekają wszyscy fani CRC. W tej walce nie ma faworyta. MMA jest na tyle wszechstronnym sportem, że ten, kto odrobił pracę domową lepiej, ten wyjdzie zwycięsko z tego pojedynku, więc niech wygra lepszy.
Ciężkie treningi to mój chleb powszedni, więc 10 czerwca na pewno nie zawiodę Was, mojej rodziny i przyjaciół, a także sponsorów. Zapraszam wszystkich na 8. odsłonę CRC Blaze of Glory w Wright Venue. Bądźcie tam ze mną.
Pawel Politylo!
The referee just giving final instructions. Great ripple of applause around the Wright Venue here in Swords.
Round 1.
We're on the way, a touch of gloves. Politylo opening up with leg kicks.
Good hands from Caffrey, throwing in volume already, throwing in combination, as we've seen from him before. Left hook that time to the ear.
Politylo looking not to play games and close the distance. Caffrey fends that one off and lands some shots on the break.
Fast-paced fight so far.
And Politylo really dived in on that one from wide out.
Not a great chance, and Caffrey trying to cinch in the guillotine here, but it's arm in so far.
He's got the guard in.
He still has it, and Politylo manages to force the head out, but gives up bottom position for that Caffrey. I would say that Caffrey perhaps has the jiu-jitsu advantage, but in terms of grappling, Politylo very good at this position right here, as we saw in previous CRCs. He's very good at just holding tight, peppering away with small shots and sucking the life out of the round.
He does enough at all times to keep the referee from standing him back up, but right now you're looking at Adam Caffrey. He's got to get out of this position. You know what Politylo wants to do, but your job as an opponent is to stop him.
Caffrey with a good tight whizzer here on the arm and needs to maybe try to get his back off up to the fence and begin the walk. Short elbow over the top for Politylo. Good whizzer this time from Caffrey, and he's into the butterfly hook maybe.
He's got to be careful of his back here as he stands.
Again, willing to give up his back just to stand up. And sticks his head out of the cage there. Nicely.
And it works. It works perfect.
Executed.
Use the ring, dive through the ropes, and you get back standing to where Adam Caffrey wants to be.
More or less accidental, but that said, it was certainly advantageous.
And it's a fast pace set by both fighters. And Politylo spins, but Adam's seen it coming. Wasn't there. Good exchange, and Politylo lands. And Caffrey comes back with some shots of his own. And Pawel Politylo looking to close the distance again.
Politylo's got to be wary of the submission attempts again. And this time it's Caffrey in charge in the clinch, but good reversal by Politylo. Pace showing no signs of slowing down.
Leaning all his pressure in on Caffrey, making him carry his weight, pushing in against the chest and head position of Adam Caffrey. Right in the corner of the ring cage here at CRC. Yeah, Caffrey looking to spin out of here, Barry.
As we said earlier, it's a huge advantage when you're pressing against if you want to keep them tight, but if you want to take them down, it's it can actually work almost against you. Good counter pummel so far from Caffrey, and Politylo's first takedown attempt here really stuffed quite well. Politylo's lost his head now, lost his head position, I should say. Wants to get on the other side of the chin, underhook side, and good elbow over the top. Just maybe slaps against the ear, not quite as effective as you'd like, but.
And again, this is the smothering tactics you were talking about, Barry, with Politylo. He just has a way of stifling everything you're doing and making you walk and crowd you like a blanket of snow on top of you.
Caffrey spins up out of the takedown attempt. Nice work. Stays busy and active. And good hand fight and wrist fight here. Second attempt now for Politylo. And this time Caffrey again turns his back. Sticks his head out. Turning your back, not always the wrong thing to do, especially in scenarios like that. Fake giving up your back and means you can get to your feet, especially when you're nice and fresh in these early rounds.
Adam just trying to pummel under to get an underhook. He's got it now. Got to spin out of here, try separate. He does. Good work by Adam Caffrey.
Good knee by Caffrey that time, and an answer knee by Politylo, but definitely Caffrey's the stronger of those two. And he catches him over the top with the right hand. And Politylo just drives him back to the fence, into that corner again.
Good strong work by Adam Caffrey again. Good turn by
Caffrey. He kept his...
Looking for the knees, just out of reach. A short little right hand at the clinch as well.
I'd like to see Caffrey step back a little here and do some more damage on the outside. He's definitely tagged Politylo. Definitely caught him a couple of times.
And again, that defense as well is going to fill Adam's muscles with blood as well. And that can slow the strikes down as well. So it's worth taking a step back and resetting.
It's a stumble more than anything. But
nice elbows there by Adam Caffrey as well.
Yeah, so nice change-ups. It was a stumble really from Politylo more than anything after he'd landed a good shot, but it was Caffrey who capitalized. Landed two nice elbows. Opportunistic in nature and great way to finish the round for Caffrey.
And again, if you're breaking this fight down, the path to victory is what Pawel Politylo has been doing. He's been trying to get the fight down, cover Adam Caffrey and get him down, make him work constantly, tire him out, do enough to keep it there and work positions. Adam Caffrey's job is to stop that takedown, to try separate frame, get distance and work some of his boxing. Both fighters had their moments of that path to victory, but a very close round. You've got to give it maybe Politylo with the takedown and some of the positions he got into and controlling it.
Perhaps positionally, but for me the big shot of the round there was a a nice right hand by Adam Caffrey, and
Yeah.
I think perhaps I'd edge it to him. For me, Politylo, obviously the takedown counted, but only really because Caffrey sat in for the guillotine. But once he got him to the mat, there was very little that he could do. And aside from some busy work over here against the fence and perhaps with a nice elbow over the top, I think I'd have to edge it towards Caffrey in that round. But let's see what happens in the two.
Nice hands, beautiful speed by Adam Caffrey.
Yeah, and it's the angles too, so the shots are coming from everywhere. They're coming up from the shovel hook position. They're coming up and down from overhands, coming straight down the middle.
Politylo trying to throw back and match Adam Caffrey.
They both land this time. Both land, but Caffrey with the left and then Politylo with the right.
And Adam just shuts it off and turns Politylo into the corner, and Adam Caffrey's hunting for his own takedown now.
Yeah, well, it was some nice defensive clinch work by Caffrey that gets him here. And what can he do now? And he goes for his own takedown on Politylo, but Politylo was reversed.
So excellent work by Politylo to turn Caffrey into the corner.
It must be the air-conditioned corner, because they're both the whole fight has gone on over here when it's been in the clinch. Politylo with the head low, and again this stuffing, stifling kind of pressure. Pops up every now and again for a shot. And it's some good work so far by Politylo, but again not too much in the way of strikes or takedown attempts right now. And
Referee just calling for more action, and Adam Caffrey breaks away, looking for a big
that
knee.
one on the chin, maybe a little bit the thigh as opposed to the kneecap connecting. Overhand right by Politylo onto the ear of Caffrey. Didn't do any harm, but it's landed.
This is where in the open ground where you fancy Adam Caffrey. It's crisp boxing, but Politylo charges through Adam Caffrey to get the takedown.
That's something Politylo's done quite well. Baited Caffrey on and into the clinch. Changed levels and worked quite well in that scenario. And from here, he's a difficult man to move.
Adam Caffrey maybe going to throw some elbows from the bottom. Try and slice and dice up Politylo. They are good elbows from the bottom, but he's just slowly edging his way up. Maybe cage walk here from Adam Caffrey. But Politylo burying his head under the chin of Caffrey and adding some shots.
Again, not landing anything really, and it's Caffrey doing all the busy work here with the elbows on bottom, which is exactly what you want him to do if you were in the corner. Just keep marking the guy up and keep the referee, show the referee that your opponent is doing very little work.
And your referee is looking very closely here as well, so potentially a stand-up coming, and is Adam Caffrey throwing all the strikes from his back.
And another elbow glancing off the top of the head, and Politylo goes to the body with some shorts right hands, but not able to land at all. Caffrey again to the top of the head.
And really it's stifling work here by Politylo. He's not landing much work, he's not improving position.
Yeah, there's not a lot of shots coming from top. All the work is coming from bottom, and the referee must surely be taking a good strong look at this now.
Just over a minute to go in round number 2.
And now Politylo pops up, but doesn't find a home for that hammer fist. And again, Caffrey is just kind of dinking away at the crown of the head.
Adam just getting the nail shield in, and
he has a look at maybe a sweep or a turnover, but he spent a lot of this round on his back.
you don't see many fights scored for the guy on bottom. Of course, most famously, again, we're mentioning him again, was Bas Rutten against Randleman, where he won the UFC title from his back, but you don't see it all that often.
By the letter of the law, Caffrey right now is throwing all the strikes. So while you do get some scores for position, if you can't throw down shots in this position, it doesn't really matter doesn't make too much of a difference. And
Pawel Politylo landing some hammer fist now.
that's better from Politylo, but again, good job by Caffrey. It's good in defense, good defensive work. You perhaps like to, as he goes for 10 seconds to go in the round. Caffrey in bad position, and Politylo lands a nice big shot that time. And I was just about to say, if he can do one more, I mean, that might give the judges something to think about, because he didn't do a hell of a lot when he was on top. Caffrey marking him up with the small elbows.
And it is a frustrating style to fight against when your opponent takes you down like that. And we've seen it in many fights before, but it is up to the guy on the bottom to try and better the position, try and get it out of there. But more work on top.
I mean, look, it's frustrating for, I'm sure, Adam Caffrey's fans watching and his coaches and everybody else. I'm sure would love to see people moving around and bouncing around, sweeping each other, throwing each other. But this is the game, and Politylo is playing the game, and in this case, he's dragged Caffrey to the ground, but a decent takedown, and then he's got himself some good dominant position. Caffrey, as I said, doing some work with the elbows.
A lot of work from Adam Caffrey on his back.
How much those elbows again are damaging again is another question. You know, I mean, to just tap your opponent on the head repeatedly with the elbow isn't good enough either. I mean, you have to be causing your opponent discomfort and causing damage. And again, it depends on how much the judges have seen that too. But for me, Caffrey much busier on bottom. But equally, I'd say that Politylo positionally in charge in that fight, in that round, I should say.
So Adam Caffrey, according to the way we have it here, it could be one apiece with Barry Oglesby or Adam letting his hands fly and closing the distance and maybe looking to get some of that takedown back himself, a takedown Pawel. And this is the problem with the ropes. Adam was on a single and he got that fortune in the first round, but
yeah,
it's this time around it's Pawel Politylo who gets back open territory and away from Adam on a single.
I could see the look of frustration on Caffrey's face, but of course it swings and roundabouts. You know, we did see the opposite in the first as Politylo gets another clean takedown here. Caffrey holding the head, kind of trying to work to the fence now and come up. Switches his arm position, but Politylo stuffing here. Caffrey looking to try and pull him into the half guard, which he does now.
Good recovery work by Adam Caffrey to get it back to here, but you feel the rush fighter is going to have to try and get back to his feet and unleash some of that fury of his hands.
I think it's a case here now of this is the fight. If Caffrey can't come up out of here, then we may have a
back to full guard
win here. Yeah, and back to full guard now, but I can see maybe for Caffrey, maybe a little risk is worth it coming up here now, and he does so. Needs to be careful, needs to get to his feet now, which he almost does.
Trick is dive out of the ring, and that's exactly what Adam Caffrey's doing.
Yeah.
And this time round, the referee doesn't reset him.
Hands on the ring, but it's difficult to see if he's. So Caffrey now looking to come up on the single.
Politylo goes with him and takes the back.
Yeah, and
Adam Caffrey's throwing it out there. He's back to his feet.
Needs the hand fight here.
You'll never question.
Drag him down again.
You'll never question the heart of Adam Caffrey. He comes over to his corner looking for advice, perhaps. Pawel Politylo looking to take the back and drag Adam Caffrey back down. Here comes a slam.
Caffrey looks pretty tired here now, exhausted from being crept over like a bad rash by Politylo. Tries to roll out, but it's not successful. And tries to work his way back to his knees now. And Politylo well in charge now. If we had our doubts about the second round, there's no doubts about this one doing the damage.
A lot of work, high level work and smothering work by Pawel Politylo.
Walking Caffrey around the ring. And Caffrey looks exhausted.
You got to give it to Caffrey. He keeps springing back up. He's trying everything to get out of here, but turns into Politylo now. But Pawel Politylo putting on a masterclass of grappling in round 3.
At that time, Caffrey just through almost exhaustion dropped to the mat. He's really game. He's trying to stay in this fight, and you know that they just want one more stand-up, but the shots are coming thick and fast now from Pawel Politylo. And that work here is really exhausting Caffrey. Caffrey needs to try
right
to
in
turn.
his corner here.
Fight, and his corner screaming at them for the hand fight, and now he goes to it. And that's what's going to get him off the back here.
And Adam, again, the body lock and takedown by Pawel Politylo.
Well, it's been Polito's game for the whole fight, and in this round he's really brought it to dominance.
And again, Caffrey rolling, trying to get out of there. Politylo rolling with him and landing some heavy shots.
Because he knows he needs to do something to get back to his feet. And even though he's giving up his back, it's almost worth the risk, because the alternative is just to lie on your back and get beaten. And Caffrey's not willing to do that, as you can see. Now the head is out of the cage here now. We saw that.
Under a minute to go. Adam Caffrey's got to throw it all at him here.
Elbow. And another takedown for Politylo, but into those tight positions.
Pawel Politylo, this is a masterclass in grappling in round number 3.
Smothering contact here, real wet blanket grappling. Lying on Adam Caffrey like he's his duvet, and just...
And this is something you've experienced, Barry, with, as you said, Nathan Kelly fighting him, and it must be frustrating as a coach as well to try. You see our fighter trying everything.
Yeah, but look, it's like I say, it's a certain type of game plan. It's a certain, it's a fight that you have to be able to match. So if you're frustrated by this, if you're unhappy about somebody, kind of, what would you say, lying on top of you and using this ground and pound and this kind of what used to be offensively called that lay and pray technique, well, then you got to do better. And unfortunately for Adam Caffrey, he wasn't able to do that tonight. It was a strong opening, I thought, from Caffrey, and he showed a lot of what he's worth. But ultimately, I think Politylo just brought a higher work rate in that.
It is interesting though as well, but as you were saying, you felt Caffrey could have won round 1 if they were scoring it for Caffrey on the bottom on round 2. If them strikes scored, maybe Politylo scored the round by the very end of round 2. Definitely Politylo scored round 3 here, but round number 2 could be the deciding factor if they're scoring Caffrey from the bottom.
Well, yeah, and listen, it wouldn't surprise me to hear the scorecard right out the other way, because like I said, those elbows from bottom, they mark you up. And I think just in terms of positional dominance, just in terms of the positions of the fight, and then the second round in particular, despite the fact that Caffrey was on his back and landing some elbows, there wasn't a really definitive strike.
Let's hear a big round of applause for both these fighters. They put on a great show for us. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges scored this bout, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, and the new and first CRC Pro Bantamweight champion, fighting out of the red corner, Pawel Politylo.